Hello, hello, hello. It's the RocksAlot. What a day. What a week. We hit 2,000. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Anyway, let's wait for a few people to come in. So I get ready here. Got mask, I got glasses, I got gloves, I got rocks. Got a few things to show you. Yeah, should be good. Let's see what that is over there. Got everybody. Hey there, welcome in. Hey Ryan, how you doing? First one in, thank you. And yeah, we're gonna cut some stuff. And I got a little surprise unboxing that came from North Star. The North Star Danes. And yeah, we're gonna work on, I have a piece of Vari-quoise to try. And I'm gonna do the other piece of, this one looks a little bit nicer, of the Tyrone from Silver City in the Burro Mountains of New Mexico. Got a tumble of the Variscite. Could almost cut it in two, but we're gonna do one big cab on it. Probably could back it too. So, and then snowing, goodness gracious. I'm hoping for some rain, like any kind of rain. Hey North Star, how you doing? Very happy to hear from you this week. And then I got my surprise box in the mail, North Star. So I have it right here. I have not opened it. And we're going to open it. But I didn't know what was in it, which is exciting. So I'll wait for a few people to come in. And then we're going to work on well, there's 5 people in. 1 thumbs up, a couple more thumbs up, and a couple more people, and the word should start spreading, I hope. But it's been a fabulous week, really amazing. Hi everybody, welcome in. It's the RocksAlot here, just talking about how a fabulous week we had. I did not expect to hit 2,000 this week, so thank you all so much. But we hit 2,000 subscribers, which is just amazing. Hey, Star Winters. Yeah, she's in there. She's got the clicker. She'll be out a little bit later. Yeah, we need it bad. It's the worst, Ryan, in like 100 years, like the early 1900s. So I'm just hoping my trees don't dry out too much for when storm season comes around here. But yeah, we hit 2,000. Yeah, it's enormous, North Star. I couldn't believe it. I went and looked back at where I was this time last year, and it was at 185 subscribers. So 185 to 2,000 in a year, that's pretty exciting. And I thank you all for doing that and helping me. And I hope to continue to shout out everybody's channels that's in here. So, you know, Star Winters keeps me through the day. In fact, I think I just told her that. She puts up a lot of shorts, and they remind me of England. And yeah, I love that. And North Star is in here. So it's North Star Danes. But she also, I believe it's on Facebook. She does show some of her pieces on Facebook. And that's North Star Rock N It. So North Star rocking it. So she's a rock star like me. Yep. So North, NORTHSTAR for star, rock, ROCK, the letter N and IT. And I don't know if that's her official Facebook, but I believe it's her Facebook. And I got this little exciting one in today. Let's open it. Let's see if I can do this without, I didn't cover everything. So let's see if I can do it without showing everybody's address. North Star. Let's see. So yeah, I have North Star. I've got North Shore. and I got Star Winters. So I don't know what coven you were all from at the same time, but I think you're all related somehow. Hey, Papa Jams, welcome in. Peace to you, my friend. So I'm opening up a box and trying to cover up the addresses and everything. Oh, it worked out really well. Let's back you up a little bit. I have zero idea what little surprises we have in here, so this is exciting. Can I do? All right. So North Star, should I show Thomas's card? I'm sure he'd appreciate it. What have we got in here? Ooh. You're the best, North Star. I know what this is for. North Star, that's great. Thank you so much. So this, everybody, is to help my little fingers that I wear down on my index fingers, mostly my index fingers from these corners. And I should probably put it on everything else. So if he's on eBay, I'll go ahead and show his card. I'm not sure who. I have not bought from him, but I'm going to take a screenshot of that. North Star has bought from him on here. He is GIA and GG certified, so that's pretty neat. Looking after my fingers. Let's have a look. See, and you're here, North Star, so you can tell me what it all is. Oh, piece of 4-8. So 4-8 is all the paint, mostly I think up in Detroit over the years. Look at that. That's really neat. So that's just all the layers of different paints from different cars. And there are other painting establishments that use paint to do cars or trucks or machinery, equipment, and they all get different layers. That's very nice, thank you. I'm gonna have to cut you something, aren't I? Gonna have to cut you something. Oops. So yeah, we hit 2,000. Is this wood? No. Just a Jasper from up in Washington State. One of the places I'll get to hopefully one day. That's pretty nice, thank you. I gotta try not to. That's actually really nice. That's nice stuff, North Star. And I think we have a duck. So yeah, check out North Star's channel. I think she has an Etsy as well as her Facebook. And I think, is it under North Star Danes, the Etsy, or is it under the same as, no, it's on the other side of the box. So I was not expecting this today. I came home, did not have plans on doing an unboxing. But we're going with the flow here. This is chrysocolla. So chrysocolla sometimes needs to be stabilized if it hasn't already been stabilized. That's some nice little ribbon in there. Let's get that wet. And it will soak up water, almost like an opal. And as it soaks up water, it can change the color or intensify the color. So there you go. So it is Rockstar's rocking it on Etsy. And she does have a love of dogs, if you love dogs and pets and show dogs, it's it's Morgan Hill. Got a little puppy in it. It does. Look at that. So she's been busy with a lot of shows. She has her dog that she shows. And hey, Crocker. Welcome in. Where did I see you today, Crocker? I almost called you Rocker Crocker. I saw you in somebody's chat today. Oh, it was Femme Mechanique. That's where it was. So that's some Morgan Hill right there. Some pretty stuff. And then, last but not least, thank you, Crocker. I'm trying to work out the hype. Oh, now I just saw this yesterday. Who had this? Who was it? I think it was the Wisconsin Rock. That's really neat. I forget what he called it, though. That's some nice material right there. I like that. North Star, thank you so much. You're the best. Very kind of you. Doing pretty good. Still working on the spinages, but it's doing much better. I got my shoulder brace on and have my back brace just in case. Thank you so much, North Star. That's so nice of you. So that's North Star Great Danes that you'll see on YouTube. But you'll also see North Star's Rockin' It, Etsy, and I think on Facebook as well. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? It's dendritic opalite. Is it from Australia, Jeremy? I know you're from that side of the world. I don't know if you got to see the Armatrus 2 go by last night. Isn't that amazing that rocket made it up into orbit? I mean, it's still got a few fences to jump, but I was driving to work this morning really early, like 6:30, and the moon was directly in front of me and almost full, and I was just thinking, isn't it amazing you got little people on a tin can on the way to the moon? And I do not hear. I do have some, and if you really like bismuth, go, if you can find it. I think it's on Lapidary Dave's channel. If not, it's on Jim's channel, but Big Jim and Dave, Lapidary Dave, did a bismuth video where they were making it in their... Hey, Depression, how you doing, Rob? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate everybody that's in right now. Like, we hit that 2,000 mark. Pretty stupendous, really. And I'm going to try not to say it too much. I did put Toby up as a little celebration, and we will have a subscriber only. It's probably going to be Sunday, most likely Sunday, and I'll do a subscriber only, and there'll be something, I don't even know how else to say it. I saw YouTube is having issues with giveaways and stuff, so I got to be careful, because I don't want anybody to think that they have to do anything to receive something from me. They have to do absolutely nothing. I'm glad you're all here, and it's very much appreciated, the support I've been given, and I just want to show some of that love back. So there will be a subscriber only live, and then we'll do something else for everybody that comes into the live on Sunday too, the regular live. North Star, you rock. Thank you so much. There you go, for your world within. Saying of the day. Hey, Golf. Yeah, it's they're pretty fun. They're a funny couple. Unfortunately, Jim has passed on, but He always comes up in my algorithm when I'm scrolling, and it puts me back 2, 3, 4, 5 years of some of the stuff that they did. And I'm not going to try this now. I'm going to work, well, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to work out what I'm doing with it before we try it. So, but I can see the little lines in here, maybe to split it down for larger pieces. That's so nice of you. Look at that. Support is trying to protect me. I did have one about a mask last week too, which was actually nice of him to say. So you got to be careful with all the kinds of dusts that come up from these machines and this material. Thank you, thank you. I wish I could tell you all how it worked out. I wish I really could. I'm gonna try and look back at some of the things I did from about August on, and I'll let you all know. Because it really it kind of a switch flipped back in August sometime, and I really don't know what it was. Continuing to do the stuff that I love to do, and I think that's part of it. So thank you. And I reach out on other channels. I like to give shout outs. If you like, there's Depression Talks in here. If you don't know him, he's up every morning, just chatting with everybody, and it's much appreciated, some of the topics that they hit. And you'll see some other people that come in and out of there that have some channels too. So that's great. Really good to hear. I'm glad it's growing, and I love your dog. Your dog is gorgeous. I couldn't. I know we have the Portuguese water dog. So Toby's coming up as a Portuguese water dog, but he does have some poodle in him, and he does have some long curly hair in him, and that's, luckily he's small enough we can get him in and out of the sun, but it gets pretty hot here, so it's pretty brutal to long-haired dogs, especially water dogs that have like an undercoat. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on him, but he is something special too. So all right, what are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do? Oh, I wanted to show you this. These are the two we did last time. So these were both Tyrone. I probably should have looked it up before I put the short up there, but so that was the 6-minute JB Weld. Worked out pretty good. It does not smell. So when we first did this smelled for probably the first 24 hours. Very not toxic, but rubbery, and it was, and it's gone. So actually, I'm glad I just did that because it's gone. But these are Tyrone. I did not know they put these colors out. I thought it was more of a green, and I do have some other green. But it is New Mexico, but it's way away from Taos. It's like 6 hours away from Taos. It's in Silver City, which is up in the Burro Mountains. And then this was just something that happened to come out of the cabinet today. This is Candelaria. This is, actually, I forgot, PD Now, I think this came from. And I don't know how we're going to do this. I really don't want to cut it. I want to keep it as a specimen. But it is a little clamshell in there. And I got that before Tim and Brandy and everybody and McKay hit that pocket of Broken Arrow. So I could polish that a little bit. I don't know, we're gonna decide on that one. So we're gonna do that other piece. Could almost make them, oof. Man, why does it do things like that to me? So could almost do a copy of it. It's a little bit smaller, but we're going to do that one. Maybe it'll turn out similar. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys, I just refound it. I've had it for like 2 years. Yeah, that one's really neat. This is pretty blooming amazing too. So this was from Absolute Opals. I bought it. It's got to be 2 years, and it's been hidden away so far that I hadn't found it. I hadn't gone looking for it, but it popped out when I was doing a little organizing the other day. And at some point, we're going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do this live. What we're going to do. So, nice piece of opal. Got some nice black potch in there. And then we got some color. So this has some potential. But I've been looking at this for a while. I looked at it for like a year without doing anything. There's this little sand pocket. Come on. Boop. Let's do that. There you go. And it doesn't go in far. And I like the blues and the purples in there. And I like the black. That's good potential. But when you wet it, there's a tiny right in there. And we start getting some lemons and greenies. And so I have to come around this pocket, see if I can get a stone out of here without screwing up the rest of the stone too. Could cut it, but it'd be a mighty fine cut. But look at the color in there. So I'm trying to capture that color with the color underneath, and then trying to catch a stone over on the black potch over here somewhere. I don't think there's too much under there. So these are the things I dream about. Hopefully at some point when I'm asleep, it's going to come to me in the middle of the night and I'll know how to cut it. But it was, I think, 100. That's 2 or 3 years ago. It probably costs $300-400 right now, just for the rough. All right, let's get going. Oh, last thing. I don't know if I showed this to you guys. Another commission. North Star. This is similar-ish to yours. So yours is much easier. So he gave me this. Boy, did he bugger up the bezel on this when he pulled this stone out. I don't even know if I can straighten it all out properly, because he tore it up. And the stone, when he tore it up, broke. So once the stone broke, here's a little bit screwed on it. Now, it doesn't fit like it was fitting. There you go. So, yeah. So he broke the stone, and now he's giving me a piece that's too small. So that's not going to work. And put that away so I don't lose it. And a big piece of rhodonite. So there's a little piece of rhodonite that's too short, so I can't use that one. And then that's the opal. That's it's lines of silica basically, and they're all different sizes of silica, little balls basically, little balls and big balls, and medium-sized balls. And if you line them all up in the right direction, the little balls give off a color, the big balls give off a color, and the medium balls give off a color. And depending on how big or small they are, depends on the color. I'm trying to think if there's something that opalizes over in England, and I guess you could maybe find it somewhere that anywhere there's water that's dripping. So here in the States, we have AC units, or people have window units where they put their ACs up in the window, and the water drips and drips and drips and drips, and if you have something underneath it, it'll start forming a little hill, and people actually have found little bits of opal in there. Now whether it's colorized or not, I don't know. A good person to go watch making like a lab opal is Robert over at Global Prospecting. If you go into his videos, he has a cup. I'm gonna put this away, but yeah, that's what I got to do. So I'm gonna put this in two, and I'm gonna stencil out one here and one over here, and hopefully out of the two I'll cut a decent stone. If not, I just wasted a $40 cabochon that he gave me. So yeah, Robert over at Global Prospecting. In fact, he'll be on tonight, or at least a video will be coming up tonight. And he spent about 1.5 years to 2 years of going through the process of making opal. So lab opal, not an easy process, a very expensive process. It costs you more to do the processing than it does to actually buy a natural opal. So they haven't figured that out yet. Even commercially, the lab opals cost a lot of money if it's a true silica opal, gem silica opal. So, but he does have a video. He has a couple videos. It took him about 1.5 years to 2 years to get the chemistry exactly right. But he did a fabulous job. All right, let's get going, because I've chatted enough. And I just got home from work, and I'm also ready to work on the other machine. I have everything I need. I'm just putting it off because I'm afraid of the outcome. All right, first off, I think we're going to do the Variscite tumble. I have no idea what this is going to look like. So we did one of the others. This was another piece of Variscite tumble. Really nice color. This one's a little bit more chalky on the outside. Thank you, Stone. So yeah, let's get going. Oh, all right. PPE. Let's do my PPE. So we're going to put on a glove while my hands are still dry. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, he comes on at night. There's a few people from the UK that watch, Paigey and Andrew, and there's a few others that come on and watch at night. But it is, your time. You're looking at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. But Star, you're usually up at that time, so there you go. I usually go into the chat too, so I'll come off of the live today, go inside, get cleaned up, get something to eat, and then when Robert comes on around, I think it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I usually turn on the telly and watch Robert at the same time, and then maybe put a short up on here and the other platform. All right, I think we're good. Let's go. Let's back that up just a little. Perfect. Uh-oh. Did I lose the stone already? Oh no, it's up there. It can happen that quick, so let's get a quick picture of that. And yes, so the Subscribers Live will probably be Sunday. I will put a post up about it tomorrow. So either going to be Sunday or next Thursday, probably Sunday. And that's for getting to the 2,000 mark. Please come and join. Say hi. Don't have to stay long if you don't want to. Hey, Bear, how are you? No, I don't think it's from... I think this was the tumbles out of from Dave that Tim got, I believe. Let me get some coffee. Let's give this a go. Alright. Machine turned on, which is fabulous too. I don't know why I'm saying fabulous today. Alright. Take the top off a little. I'm going to start looking at a shape. Okay. So the color's starting to pop out now that it's got, really, we're going to do one of those. Boop. Okay, fair enough. Good day to you, bear. Gonna have to start giving out some knighthoods soon, I think. And that's for the ladies too. Yeah, go ahead, hit those little hearts in that right-hand corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It does. I think it makes a difference to the algorithm. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do the boot camp that they invited me to. Not sure I'll get anything out of it, but yeah, those ones. But if I get one or two things out of the boot camp, I will let you guys know what they are. So I think I'm just going to go around the edge. I think these came out of the 3D bag. So anything I get out of them, I'll be happy with. Oh, Star, thank you so much for those gifts, too. That's really nice of you. We're just going to do a high doma kind of thing. Let's flatten that out. Star, I don't know. I know we've all got things going on in our countries. I know we always think it's greener on the other side, but it's not always the case. Although I do meet quite a few Brits over here. I don't know if they've overstayed their visa or what they've done, but or they've got married, I think. Or they've come to visit Disney and somehow escaped Orlando. Yeah, that color's coming through nice. Yeah, so I got the invite through my Google account, and I was like, are they really sending this to me? And I saw a couple of other resellers and a couple of other channels that said they weren't going to do it. And I'm always a little skeptical of doing these things because I don't want any major changes to happen. Ooh, look at that. So that is leftover from last week. And because of that, I've got to do a quick clean. I'm going to use this beautiful stone right here to clean the wheels. It's still got a little bit of the JB Weld on there. See that? Oh, noisy. Sorry. Alright, I'm going to do this one real quick as well. So when we did this last week, it was pretty rubbery. I guess it stuck to the wheels. And I didn't clean the wheel after last week. Last Sunday, it wasn't even a week ago. Let's do a quick clean. Alright, it should be good to go. And we will cut this at another time. This is pretty stuff too. Look at that. Alright. Pretty flat. Looking good. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe. We will be having a subscribers only live on Sunday to celebrate reaching 2,000. And then if you've been here before, thank you so much. You guys mean so much to me, you have no idea. And I know we're not like 500,000 or 50,000 or whatever, but it means a lot. Alright, I'm going to clean that a little. I think I'm going to start taking down the edge here. I didn't know how chalky this piece was going to be. It had oxidized a little bit on the outside, but it seems pretty nice on the inside. Kind of like me, I've oxidized on the outside and I'm still nice in the middle. Yeah, Miss Freckle Cat is working on school agenda for tomorrow. Now that I've got that top skin off, it looks pretty nice actually. I think we're going to move over to the other wheel. So the other thing I was trying to work out today was the height. I heard, or at least in one of the videos that I watched, you get as a channel member, well not as a channel member, as a YouTube member. So if you have a YouTube account of any kind, and don't hold me to this was in another video, but supposedly you get 3 free hypes a week. So you can use those on any channel. I still got a little bit more of an investigation to do on that. But the hype is really for smaller channels under 500,000 subscribers. Which would be me. If I ever got to 500,000, I'd be on here pretty much every day. Never know. So this year I put a 0 on the end of my subscribers from last year, like literally a year ago. And who knows, maybe you can do it again. That would be awesome. I've seen a few people do it. Femme Mechanique, if you don't know Femme Mechanique, she is a silversmith jeweler lapidary. And she is up in Quebec, Canada. She does Tiki-Taki channel in both languages, French and English, and she also does that a little bit on YouTube. But she only started, I think maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and she's up to like 26,000, I think. She does a lot though. She does shows and festivals and took a few people down to Tucson. Hey Rep, how's Reptile doing? Alright, the fingers are working pretty good today. Turning out really nice. Look at that. I'm even gonna just keep the shape. Let me see if I can find any little crevices and such on here. Thank you, Bear. Very kind of you, thank you. Bear's one of those kind people that he's in a lot of channels, a lot of chats, always pushing people out, always complimenting people. But he also helps out one of our friends, or still helps out one of our friends, Just Sandy. And mad respect for that. Especially taking her down to Tucson the time you do. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So this came in, I don't know if I won this one. I don't know why this, there we go. I might have won this one in a giveaway, but it had freebies on the freebies to RocksAlot, and it might have just been from Tim and Brandy. It was in the tumble bag. I had bought a bag similar to this. Where are we? So I bought a bag similar to this. Oh, that's not very focusy. And that was, yeah. And then they sent me like 4 or 5 extra pieces. There's so many nice people in this community. It's really amazing. Not just on YouTube. I find it outside in the real world. I find it on other platforms. I find it in the Discord. And everybody's so helpful, kind. Hey everybody, welcome in. And occasionally you get the rude one. I think even the rude ones can be funny sometimes, a little bit. I shouldn't say that. That's feeding. I shouldn't feed. Feeding the trolls. Trolls are just misunderstood. Hey Francis. Welcome in. How you doing? Let me see. Francis Xavier Variscite. Galvacide. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Maybe you heard me mention Femme Mécanique and Quebec and her speaking French. I know a little French. I lived in Belgium for 4 years when I was a kid. I lived outside of Brussels, close to Waterloo, in a little village called Lannes, or Lasnier. Trying to think of the gentleman that we rented the house from. What was his name? Monsieur Ford, I think? Maybe it was Ford? I gotta remember his name. But we rented a house, and the person we rented the house from had a fish farm. So he farmed carp, so not Asian carp, European carp, and trout, which as a kid was pretty cool. So I could go outside the front door and go fishing, or I could go tickle trout. I did I did catch a few of his special trout. So to keep trout, you have to have lakes that flow into each other, and you have to have water flowing through it all the time. Most of that's to do with the oxygen, I believe. So he had like 3 big lakes, and then at the very bottom of the 3rd lake, the outlet would come out into a stream, and then on that stream was an old water mill. So it's where they used to crush grain and everything, and I guess originally, before they put the lakes in, they would use the flow of the water to run the water mill. And so even though there were vents in front of the outflow, little babies would get through there and then start to grow up in the stream after the lakes. Hey everybody, just rambling about trout. And so there was some huge brown trout in there that never got taken to market because they escaped the lake. But they didn't escape me and my fishing rod. And actually I used to go catch them with my hand out of there too. I was like 8 or 9 years old. 8, 9, 10, something like that. Maurice, that was his name. Maurice. So he was older than my parents, maybe a generation. And he had been farming his whole life. And that man, you never saw him without a cigarette. And if you looked at his hands or you shook his hand, because he did sheep and other farm animals too, chickens. But that man had worked so hard through his life that the calluses on his hands were like barnacles. But I remember him, I don't know if he knocked on my parents' door or if I was just outside, but he came and got me and took me to one of the fields one day, and there was a sheep giving birth. So I grew up pretty quick on the animal side. Alright, this just turned out really nice. Let's back this up a little bit. Yeah, I've done it a little bit around the reservoirs in England stuff, but I think I should bring the picture out. I have a picture of my dad and I was little in some like little sailor suit thing, 70s, 80s or whatever it was, picking around the rocks in the Ribble River. And then my dad had a couple of spots that there would be trout that we'd go to as well. Alright, that's really nice. Really nice. Let's dry that a little bit. Don't like that shadow. There you go. So I'm trying to take a picture. Come on. There you go. Alright, not bad for the first piece. Welcome in everybody. Sorry if I missed you. Let's have a look. Silversmithing. Yeah, everybody just sort of gives their knowledge, right? I mean, I have some knowledge at this point, and some experience on the machines, and a lot of stuff that I've learned from mistakes. And then we try little experiments like 6-minute JB Weld. And it's fun to share it, really. Alright, let's see. We're going to do the JB Weld one last. So this is Vari-quoise. This was close to where they found the broken arrow, or the previously mentioned Caramel Mountain. It almost looks a little bit like Chrysocolla, like in the chippiness of it. I don't know if that is. Alright, you know what? Gloves are coming off for right now. I don't think the camera liked my gloves very much. So, it's pretty flat already there. I don't know how this cuts. I have another bigger piece of this. Let's see how we do. Yeah. Triple cut is getting some work together for the kids tomorrow. With a little bit of extra water. Welcome in, everybody. So, just going to do it one more time. Just hit 2,000, which is it's amazing to me, really. But we hit 2,000 last week. For some reason, between last Sunday and today, I picked up like 19 subscribers. So I think we were at 1981 when we started at the end of Sunday, and then today or last night we hit 2,000. So there will be a subscriber only live as a celebration on Sunday. I will put a post up in YouTube with it, what time we're going to do it. And I will come on live for the subscribers. It'll be open for maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, something like that, 15, 20 minutes. And we'll see what somebody can get rewarded with. And then we'll do another one in the live. And then the other one I'm going to do is I'm going to list out all my subscribers in a long list that I can see. So not everybody has their subscriptions public. I can only see the ones that have been in that public arena. I can't see everybody that's subscribed and doesn't have all notifications or whatever it happens to be that makes them put into that subset. But I will be doing a drawing from all those ones that are public as well. Yeah. Bring in all the sharp edges here. So it cuts more like, I don't know if it's Chrysocolla-like or not. It's sort of in between, so I guess it's like a mix between Chrysocolla and Variscite to me. Alright, so I'm gonna send you an email anyway. 'Cause I need to do a practice run. I know Robert from Global Prospecting sends stuff abroad. It can get a little bit expensive if you do it all the time, but I don't know, I wouldn't mind doing a test run. It's got to go through customs and all kinds of stuff, so we'll figure it out. Alright, let me flatten this down here. Thank you, Crocker. Exactly. I only know that because of Freckle Cat and her kids. So usually her kids are like the last ones to get into any trend. By the time, because they don't get a lot of computer time and stuff, and which I think is good. But yeah, most of the kids will be moving on to something else, and her kids are just starting to get into the trend. Alright, that's flattening pretty nice. There's one little ridge right there. Oh, I gotta do this too. Oopsie. Wow, Crocker, what did you send me? Let me have a look here. So the 6, awesome. Thank you so much. Lots of rubies. We like rubies and gems and crystals. I love everybody that hits that little button down in the right, bottom right there. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a great week. Hey, Betty. Betty is another one. So if you don't know Betty, please go subscribe over to her channel. I'm surprised she doesn't have Star in her name like the rest of you. Because I imagine she'd be in the coven too. I mean that in the best of ways. But man, you gotta go check out the resin bowl that she just did. It has some iris in the bottom. I mean, it's got to be 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches across. That and her Larimar frog. But she's also in the northwest, and it's just beautiful country that she gets to go walk around up there. Starting to bring this top down a little bit. Crocker, I would say what I think, but I might not be right. So. I think it's like a so-so thing. So it could be 6, could be 7. So if you were rating something, but I could be completely wrong. So this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, which is great, so that means it cuts well. Well, cat's on there, she can probably tell us, but... Hey Connor, this is considered to be Vari-quoise, a mix between Variscite and Turquoise. So if you go to Tonopah, which is in, I believe, let me get this right, Nevada. Actually, I think it's on the border, but Nevada, the mountains up there have a mix of turquoise, varicites. I think there's some white buffalo up there as well. And it really just depends on the metal content too. So, ow, that's really hot. This is a shell. This is Candelaria though, but it's a Variscite in there too. I don't know what we're going to do with this one. Thank you, that opal guy. And there's another. Please check out that opal guy's channel. I forget what I was watching. I just watched you did the unboxing of the PBS cups, and you were praising how good the USPS service is. If you're gonna send mail via UPS, make sure you send 2, because then you at least get 1. So for an 80 grit wheel, this is not going very quickly. Hey, Stephen. She had it out just as I came on. Or maybe that's how I got out here in the first place. I don't know. Is that possible? I'm just trying to make this a little more pleasing, I guess, in the shape. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs up there. Oh, you're in here, that opal guy. I can show it. This is pretty. You hang in there, that opal guy. I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but when I bought the opal that I showed earlier, somebody had also watched the piece on absolute opals and thought it may turn out to be a pretty good piece. It may have been you. Yeah, I'll show it real quick. So I'm putting this one in the tray. Ow. It's getting really hot. Really hot. Definitely gonna have to redo this motor. Are you really? Well, head for the basement, but not the shed, right? Yeah, this piece was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Wasn't crazy expensive. It would probably be triple the price today. Really nice color showing there. A little bit of black potch, so we got some possibility of some black color on black. And it does come all the way over here, so I don't know what's under this area. But there's also, this is why I'm having trouble deciding what to cut. It's got that color right there. So, see, it comes all the way down to the corner here. All the way up. I don't know if it continues underneath or not. Anyway. Let me put it away again. I get distracted pretty easy. I like showing you guys stuff. Like North Star Danes sent me a package today, which was fantastic. Hey Jeff, how you doing? JMV Rock Hounding, another one. Please go over to his channel. He throws out, he works very hard. Not only does he drive, but he goes rock hounding in places that most people also have access to. And then he has agates galore. Actually, that bring this in just a little bit more to get a little bit more height on it. Let's back this up a little. We're not going to go too long because we're at 1. We're at an hour. I'm probably going to go closer to 2. But careful I don't burn it out and get left with nothing while we fix the other one. So I might do a different type of live over the weekend as well. So I'm going to do my regular live on Sunday. There will be a subscriber live to thank you for me hitting 2,000. Then we'll do a regular live, but maybe before that, so maybe Friday, maybe tomorrow or Sunday, I might do a different type of live where we tackle the other motor and the other machine. I might need some help on it. So any mechanics or welders or people that work with machinery, so I've got to loosen up. So the Genie has the possibility to have a trim saw put on the right hand side of the machine, and the one I bought second hand has it on, but it's stuck on there pretty good. So I've been soaking it in oil with the oil wicking up, hopefully to the thread, and then I got in the extra sleeve for the left hand side, the extra reversed thread. Oh my goodness, this is coming out nice. It's almost like translucent and starting to move as you get the light through it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Up your eyes to see. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate what you did for Claude as well, or are doing for Claude. I know you've been a big help. Oh, wait a minute, JV. So, after this last sale, Jeff, I got in touch with Jeff and tried to buy the same piece that you showed 2 days later. The Yawa nut, or the toroid. The bluey purple one. I got a really nice piece instead, but if you want to give that one up, let me know. Not really. I'm glad somebody who appreciates it got it, actually. Alright, let's move on to here. That down a little bit. It's getting dark outside, or is the rain coming? Yeah, I don't have my moves down quite as well as say it does. Working on it. It's got to come in some more stuff. So now I'm going over the stone. There's a couple of little sort of, they're not cavernous cracks or anything, but they're little chips. I gotta get these little chips out. Yeah, it was not the treated stuff. Yeah, it was the big nut that had the felt on the bottom. I got a really nice piece from him a couple of days later. But Claude's also a very, very nice and kind man. Really nice to my friends that went up to visit him. What? Wow, you did a lot of work. See, I would have given him money, Jeff. I don't think he would care. I really don't. Alright. Yeah, let's do a little draw out from the middle of this stone. So I like to go from the middle and then slowly turn the stone and draw it out as I go along. Harder from the middle, well, like a medium to soft from the middle to a soft on the edge, because I really don't want to round that edge off too much. And this just takes out some of the facets that are in the top. And then if I need to, I can always straighten up the girdle on the next bit. I'm sort of turning it and drawing it and rolling it a little bit too. Yeah, but Jeff, you put in a lot of time and helped the man out. You really did. I'm sure you'll continue to as well. I'd love to go hang out at that lake he goes with his dog sometimes. Actually, there's probably a lot of lakes up there, but I mean, the only thing against him really is, you know, he's a Tennessee fan. Being from Kentucky, you'd understand, I think. Friendly rivalries. Yeah, but that's how it goes, you know. People pay it forward, Jeff. And I find that, you know, this community, this rock community, the reseller community, the jewelry reseller community, it really astounds me of how kind everybody is, and everybody helps each other out with their knowledge and experience, you know. You can't buy that. That's why I tell people, you know, I'd be here, even if I didn't have you guys watching, I'd be out here doing this anyway. So anybody that enjoys this for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, learns something from it, just enjoys, you know, making a rough stone into a pretty stone, learning a bit about phosphates and opal and petrified and agates, and I never thought I'd get into all that. Shoot, we've even changed Dave. Dave was a phosphate-only guy. And, look at the waves starting to come out there. What is going on here? There's something going on. Uh-oh. You want to see somebody funny? Hello. Hi, my name's Toby. Alright. I didn't mean to go green screen, it did it by itself. Let's get rid of the green screen. The flash is on. No. Oh, I think maybe we're with Toby forever. I gotta go this way and there. There we go. I'm going to use Toby as much as I can. No, he is an amazing little critter. And Freckle Cat training him is something to be seen. I don't know if we'll be America's Got Talent, but he's doing really well. Maybe we'll turn him into an agility dog and, yeah. Yeah, the best part of me is Replicat. And now we got Toby and we got Max and the kids, and Rocks is just extra. Rocks is my mental health. Gets rid of my creative side and keeps my mind busy and off of work and off of other stuff going on in the world. I thought about that. It'd be a hell of a long walk if that was the case. But being from the southeast, I have always wondered, and I forget the name of the channel, but the channel that used to be between Georgia and Florida. So the Gulf and the Atlantic used to be joined, and Florida was just basically a sandbar. So I have always wondered about when that channel first formed. Really, there should be, everything down there is limestone, and there's some really hard limestone pits down there, and a lot of them have fossils in. All of them have, the limestone has fossils in them, and I just, maybe it's just not been long enough, but I just don't understand why there isn't any opal sort of along that channel somewhere. And I know they have it in Louisiana. I'm sorry to hear that. It's always a little scary. I'll make sure Toe Beans knows about it, and we'll get some St. Francis prayers out there. Although that would be good for the ones that I drop. So really I need like phosphates and opals. I haven't really lost that many over the years, but I'm sure there has to be a piece here somewhere. And that would be nice if it was like out by where the saw is and stuff, and you could find the little pieces that I lose. Okay, I like that. I just feel there's one little thing right here. I don't know if it's part of this. Well, it is part of this webbing that goes through there, and I don't know if it cracks all the way through. I'm going to try and take that down. Taking that down, I got to do the top edge all the way around the stone as well to even it out. And then you got to be careful that something else doesn't form up. Got a little chipper out of there. Means I got to bring it all in. I'm going to do it on this wheel. The soft wheel tends to chip less. The metal on hard, sort of medium hard brittle stones tends to chip it. The other one I got. Ooh, it made it bigger. Look at that. And that's all the way around this edge. Rat-a-tat-tat. That's the thing. So, me trying to get the little one out, and I've made something bigger than it was. Not bad, not bad. See how it's kind of gone? That's good. He's a Portuguese water dog. That's what Google says. He's a mix between, what was it? A Saint Bernard and a poodle. Do you sleepwalk? So, you might have been sleepwalking, dreaming about opal, picked up the opal, and then went to get something to eat. Could happen. Or maybe you were trying to stabilize an opal somehow. We did. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can find, let me see if I can find one real quick. So it may take a second. I don't know if I have one right away without going through everything. No, that's him. No, I don't have one. Green screen will only let you go back like 20 photos. I'll put him on next time. He's a beast. And somehow, he's 20 pounds. He's like 3 times the size 3 times the weight of Chloe. And they look the same because they're both tuxedo. It wasn't planned that way, it just happened. Alright, let me get a picture of this one. So, it gets a little confusing to come into the living room now and there's 2 tuxedo animals looking at you. Oh. Okay, that's 2. I don't even know what we did with the first one. What did I do with it? No, the other one's here somewhere. There it is. So, 2 greenies, bluey green and a green, light green. Still got 3 more wheels to go on those. Alright, what's next? Let's do this one. This came out of a sandbag. Not a sand bag, but a sandbag. I think most of you know sand. Thank you, Crawford. Yeah, it turned out really nice. That's the Vari-quoise. So that's from Tim and Brandy. Quick picture. It's done. Color looks decent. See if it goes through the whole stone. Oh, I gotta put my mask on for this one. So the last 2 were not stabilized, they were natural. This one is stabilized. I do have a mask on. Hey Cheryl, how you doing? Soul! Welcome in. What a group. So, I think we should all go stay at Betty's house. I'm just inviting everybody. Who knows? One day we're going to make a trip across the country and hopefully meet some of you. And I have a new boss coming in again. So, with a new boss, I haven't had a boss for, well, I was my own boss, and now we're having a new boss come in. Third boss in a year and a half or 2 years. Nobody's made it yet, and I just put in all my time for the summertime. It gets approved a little bit quicker. Oh, color's really nice on this. Let's flatten that bottom. I'm hoping it doesn't crack out. Yeah, buddy, I all think we're, I don't know how, but we're all linked together somehow. And I don't just mean rocks. I think there's more to it than just rocks. Anyway. Bottom looks pretty good, and I got a pre-shape on it. Now we're going to take that rough top off right there. Something like that, dude. But I don't know if it's the same for the rest of you, but I know, you know, some of these were interests that we had when we were younger, and then we get caught up in the whole scheme of working like a worker ant or worker bee, kind of forget what it was that we enjoyed. And then fortunately, with the help of Freckle Cat and everybody's channels on YouTube, it sort of brought it back to me. It's really quite fascinating, actually. And actually, after about, I don't know what, 6 months to a year of me cutting at the beginning, I was talking to my mother about how some people thought I had not a talent, but yeah, I guess a bit of a talent for it, or I could see shapes or make shapes without having to necessarily draw on it or something. And then my mother told me that after the Korean War, when my grandfather came back, he started working in the diamond industry in the middle of London. I had no idea. I'd never heard those stories about my grandfather. I don't know how nimble he is, yeah. Maybe I make it look better than it is. Because obviously, the reason that North Star sent me this, which is super kind of her, and we're going to start using that, but that's to help me from grinding away my fingers. I'm pressing too hard like that. How we doing on blood today? We're doing pretty good so far. I think I better get on the other wheel before I make this disappear. into the next wheel. It's looking pretty nice. You can just get that little rough spot out. I'll redo the back because I slipped on the wheel over there and took a little bag and all out of the bottom there. So, a little bit more. Saw some pretty cool alligators yesterday and turtles. I don't know if you guys want to see the wildlife stuff I get. It's not really rock related, but it's nature related, Mother Nature related. That has not come out of there yet. And try and bring this girdle down to where that little cavity was. And hopefully I'll roll the cavity out of here. Well, it's funny, we were having like a employee rah-rah rally or whatever you want to call it. After we traveled there was a couple of gators in the pond. So there were some really big turtles in there, soft shell turtles, big ones, probably 18 inch. And there was one kept trying to get up on the back of this alligator. Eventually it got up, and as soon as it was up for about 2 seconds, the alligator rolled over and put him back in. I think the alligators keep them around. They don't eat them right away. They keep them around just in case things get a little bit thin on the food larder. It did not roll out, so because I couldn't get it to roll out, I had to change the shape of the stone a little bit. Come on. See how it's still in there? I can't go any lower. Alright. I think we're going to do this. How long is that rocket going to take to get to the moon? Does anybody know? Pretty amazing stuff. Really? I saw a little article on that while I was flicking around in the computer at work today about, I think the oldest one that they have is just gone over 200 years. They're still alive. And the glasses are fogged up. A 200-year turtle. That's amazing. I'd be a little worried if I saw a turtle that had his head up to my chin. got a little bit smaller, but I think the stone's a bit cleaner. I'm just bringing that down on the edge, and I'm gonna take that bottom corner off, just so it doesn't chip out. This is about as small as I like to get without putting it on a duck stick. Should have taken any sharp little chippers out, and still got this. It just rolled over too much. It wasn't me. It's in there. I've got to keep bringing it in. I'm losing stone to get shape. That's a bit better. There we go. Move on to the next one and finish it up on that soft wheel right here. Now I did years ago live down in South Florida, and I don't know if it was through ignorance, stupidity, or because I'm so courageous, but I used to go fishing almost out to the Everglades, and it's west of, where is it? West of like Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale. Not quite down to Miami, but if you go out, there's a road called, well, it's called Alligator Alley, and I think it's State Road 84. I don't even know. I think they've built an interstate road now, but I used to go along there, and I'd jump into the canals with my little fanny pack of fish bait, and I mean, I'd go fishing out there and wade up to my chest. And then I'd see these gators coming in, and they'd be like 100 yards away, and then they'd disappear, and you'd look up again, and they'd pop up again. They'd be like 80 yards away, and then 60 yards away, and then they get to like 40 yards away, and then they disappear completely. You're like, where did they go? And then you're waiting for things to nudge up on your legs under the water. But yeah, I don't think I'd do that today. I'm a little more knowledgeable, and I think I care for my life a little bit more than I used to. It is crocked up out here. You can get in trouble moving stuff around. Especially for, what kind is it? Gopher turtles. They got thumbs, break ankles, but you can't move them. Highly protected. Highly protected for us normal people, and then it's looking really nice. And then the cities and counties and such, somehow they build all these new developments and try and take a little bit more of that sort of matrix out of the top. A little bit more. I don't know if it's going to get bigger or smaller. Yeah, I went to the Bahamas when I was 13, I think it was. And I had a friend that lived there, him and his brother and his parents. And they lived on a sailing boat. They lived on a boat. They didn't have a house. They lived on a boat. And we went out in the middle of nowhere and just drove down in the ocean. I have a couple of stories from there, but one of the ones was coming up against a giant grouper at about 25 feet, 30 feet. When you see one of those giant groupers underwater, so it's magnifying just a little bit, but I mean, they're enormous. They could, back then at 13, they probably could have swallowed me. It's like a giant bass with just an enormous mouth. So yeah, that kind of scared me up of just jumping in the ocean in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't see land or anything. Alright. Yeah, it wasn't a 20, 30 foot. It was about 20 or 30 foot down, but it had to be, I would say, I'm gonna say it probably seemed bigger because I was younger, but it was at least 6 foot. 5 foot, 6 foot. They used to call them JW fish, grouper. I don't know if they use that terminology anymore. Bring this in just a little bit this side. So I have to take the other side in quite as much. Let's just make it a little more symmetrical. A tiny bit more. Means because I brought it in, I gotta do that little edge again and roll it just a tiny bit. Oh, it's good. Alright, that one is ready. So that is a Sam cad. If you don't know Sam, he is Sam's Cabin Block. Is that right? On Etsy. That's not right, but I'll think about it in a minute. Crocker, did you see the little video that I put up? The little short on the manatees? They got... So it's warmed up now, but when we took our trip, it was really cold. And when it gets really cold, the manatees come into the springs, because the spring water, which is a constant, I think 65 degrees, is warmer than the outside. So they tend to come into the springs, but we've had so little water and so little rain this year that the river was down so much that they couldn't get into the springs. So, alright. Yeah, we'll be okay. I just gotta wash my hands real quick up. This is the other piece of Tyrone. And this will be the last one. Epoxy up. We'll definitely have to clean the wheels after today. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. I really do. And I try to give as many shout outs as I can to everybody's channels, because most of you I know from your channel or other people's chats and their channels. So don't know if I can kick you out anyway, Steve. Somebody call the bouncers. Problem is, if they kick you out, they might kick me out too. Down a little bit. Alright. So hopefully this little edge is going to come off. I think that'll, once I get that one out, should be pretty clean. Is it going to come out? So this is epoxy. That is matrix right there. That is not epoxy. That is epoxy, and I need to get that off before I start rounding off the top. I'm hoping. I don't remember if there's a giant hole there or not. Oh, it's starting to come through. Okay. So there may have been a little hole from the bottom here, but it is starting to come through, so it should be okay. Let's start doing a 45 degree on this one. I was all excited about coming onto the live this week. I was like, I kept watching my subs go up during the week. I'm like, man, we're going to be able to do it in the live. And then I kept watching it yesterday, and I don't know what happened on my videos or the shorts. But I managed to get like 6 subs yesterday, which is a little bit higher than I would normally get. Really exciting though. And then next week, I'm going to try, I'm going to do some of the YouTube boot camp. They invited me to do it. I really don't think my content is necessarily what they're looking for, but I figured I'd give it a try anyway. And I think it's like 12 days. 12 weeks or 12 days, but we're going to give it a try, and hopefully I learn something from it. Yeah, Julie's fantastic. Like, I see her doing the silversmithing teaching now, which I think is a little bit new, and she seems to be having a lot of fun at it. And then she did that flame agate in the last few days. And the pieces that she made, I love her designs. I just need to get the girdle the same all the way around. Sorry, I moved over. Yeah, this is really nice stuff. So, the first Tyrone I was getting, it was really thin and flaky, and I mean, that's the price I paid. I didn't pay very much for it. But these pieces that were in the last sale have a much nicer bluey to them. And then when I was looking up about Tyrone, they do tend to have blue in them, so this is a nice mix of blue-green, and then it has that water webby look to it as well. Now, you see where I did the angle right there? So girdle should be at about 7. I might need to bring it in a little bit. 45 is my first angle. Then I like to go under the middle wheel and do about a 30. Straight, and then roll it over a little bit, like that. Go to that other side, girdle's good, I'm just going to roll it over a little. same thing. Uh-oh, I think the flicker just came in and they're telling me to get off. Hi. Because you can see a baby. The fame for Toby's been going to his head a little bit. He can't do it. It definitely helps the family. Right, bud? It's almost getting to Toby's bedtime, so this time of night. This time of night he gets the zoomy time. Now he's bouncing off the furniture. Really quite fun to watch. Yeah, I put up a sort of a 9-second short. You're quite welcome to leave and go check it out. Maybe give it a thumbs up, would really help it. So yeah, Toby got AI'd today. Look at this other one. It's not going to be the same size, but well, it's not far off. I did. Sorry, Steve, I didn't know you didn't know. Yeah. I hit 2,000 last night. Freaking amazing. So now the next one, I would say 2,500, but we're going to go for 3,000 next. We're going to keep on coming on with these lives, putting up the shorts. Maybe I'll learn something from the boot camp that'll help everybody a little bit. I know that hype helps for smaller channel content makers. And then when I was reading about it today, I saw that the hype, if you are a YouTube member or you have a YouTube account, you get, I think, 3 hypes each week that you can use. And that is specifically made for smaller content creators. Alright. Yeah, we did it last night, so wow, thank you, Croc. Yeah, I went in and showed Freckle Cat. We were going to bed. And I was at, I think, like 1,992. And then I went back about 30 minutes later, so I put a short up at about 8 o'clock. And that short got, I think, 7. And sorry, just if I lost you for a second, for some reason at 1 hour and 54 minutes of a live, it kicks me out and then brings you back in again. So yeah, and then we're like, this might happen tonight. So Freckle Cat was reading, and kept getting to look close to my bedtime. And it was like 1996, 1998, 1999. And then the next thing I looked, and it was like 2001. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that one gets out to people. I think in there, if you look at the very end of it, it does say that I will have a subscriber live on Sunday. So it's probably going to be, I'm going to call it right now. At 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, unless something happens, I'm going to do a subscriber live only. And if you come into that, we're going to have couple of little gifts to you guys. I gotta be careful how I word it now. I guess they're having issues with how you word that you're gonna reward people. So, but there's gonna be like 2 of them, and I wish I could give something out to all of you. I really do. But I hope like doing a shout out, hanging out with you guys, seeing you guys in other chats is enough. But I would, if I could, I'd send you all something. You know what? See, there's Star Winter. She's up at 2. We had Robin today. He's up at 1 or whatever that is. It's not that late. It's more closer to midnight. See, you are there. So what is that? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Is it 1 or 2? I think it's 1. Yeah, if you would all put some snores in the chat, some Z's or Z's, maybe we can help Owen to get some sleep. Although she's probably out in the garden taking pictures of the moon too. That's funny. My eye bags will carry home the shopping. Alright. That's pretty nice. Pretty happy with that. So that's today's. This was from the last live. Alright, today I think I'm going to call it, unless you want me, do you want me to polish these? It'll just take me a little while. But, oh, looks like an angel. I think I'm going to call it today. We're just hitting 2 hours. It's been a pretty long week for me. Going to come on. Thank you, Crocker. Thank you, all of you. I'm going to come on Sunday. So Sunday I will be on 2 o'clock Eastern, which is like 7 o'clock UK. And we'll do a subscribers only, and then I'll go on to a regular live, and we'll finish up the weekend. It is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter to everybody. I hope you get all the Easter eggs and goodies on Easter morning. Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. Yeah, it's going to be a good Easter. So yeah, maybe, shoot, should I change the time? I think 2 o'clock will be okay. So yeah, we'll do 2 o'clock. And then we'll come on, I'm going to come on for about, I'm saying 15 minutes, but it'll probably be 30 minutes. So 2 o'clock, 30 minutes, subscribers only on Sunday. And then we'll see how we're doing, and I might come on later, but I have to also think about family stuff. So thank you all so much. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for getting me to 2,000 subscribers. I hope I can just share you guys out as much as possible and get your channels moving. And I love you guys, I really do. So does Freckle Cat. It's a pleasure to be able to share some of this stuff with you. And we will see you Sunday. So yeah. Sorry. So thank you all so much. Love you guys. See you Sunday. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Big hugs, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will have the picture of the cat. I think I have one where it's the difference in sizes between Toby and the cat, but we'll see. They're getting along so far, so that's good. All right, love you guys. Have a great evening. Oh, Si, how you doing, buddy? We're just signing out. I've been watching you half the day the last couple of days. So, yeah, we're going to go live on Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern, for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then we'll do another live for everybody after that, but it's going to be subscribers only first. All right. Love you all. Thank you. Bye now.